thinking about how cold it is. It's a big shock from just being in Asia a couple of days ago. But no, I'm seriously, I'm quite excited. This is the first time I've been to this cliff, and the rock looks very nice. It's very cold, so I'm not looking forward to warming up. It's always the most horrible part of the day. But I think get it out of the way, and hopefully we have some fun either bouldering or maybe some of the routes. Although if I'm honest, some of them look terrifying. So Wild Country was one of my first sponsors. In fact, I think it was my very first. 2004 I think would be when I first joined, and so now I'm obviously really happy to continue the relationship. It's a brand that I really love to work with. They're very creative, interesting people. The product speaks for itself. I don't need to talk about how good it is, but more it feels very much like a family. I've always felt very cared for and looked after by them. So right now we just came back from a month and a half in Asia, where we were essentially exploring new areas, new sport climbing cliffs. It was a pretty good trip. I climbed the hardest route in Southeast Asia, so for me this was nice. It was a goal before I went, and so to achieve it was super cool. And now we're back in the UK for a little while, do a little bit of trad, a little bouldering, show Cara a few of the nice little cliffs, before going back to France and then on to Spain for a month of just pure hard sport climbing. Now today was my first time actually at Back Bowden, and here today I loved it. I think there's really interesting rock formations, especially the far end of the crag at Merlin Wall is very nice. It's something that you just don't get on the gritstone. These steep overhanging walls covered in positive holds, and so it's quite fun to climb on a rock that's quite similar to grit with the friction, the texture, but to have this kind of terrain that's normally restricted to limestone. So this was great. I wish my fingers were not quite as injured, and I would have been able to hopefully spend a bit more time on the harder problems, but it's something to come back to in the future, I guess. And the trad routes, well, I just did one, and it was so much fun. I don't think I've done a route with a move quite as wild as that for a long time. Boy, that was kind of wild.